Good afternoon. I'm Bob McDonough, the Administrator of Economic Opportunity, and thank you all for coming to this august occasion. It's a wonderful day. We've ordered this liquid sunshine to remind some of our friends from Washington, D.C. that liquid sunshine, you use umbrellas, not snow shovels. We're joined today by lots of our friends. We have County Commissioner Sandy Merman. We have the property appraiser, Bob Enriquez. We have two of our city council people, Lisa Monteleone and Mike Suarez. We have several of our former mayors who are responsible for making this happen. And I would first like to introduce Peter Rogoff from the U.S. Department of Transportation, whose department made all of this possible.
All right, Peter, it's all yours. All right. Well, thank you, and I want to say that even though I'm from Washington, D.C., this is a bright and great day. It may be because I am from Washington, D.C. that I think this is a bright and great day, because I'm down here with you all, celebrating what is an investment that we at the U.S. Department of Transportation are very proud of. On behalf of President Obama and Secretary Fox, I want to congratulate this entire community for having the vision for this Riverwalk. We have cities all over the country that are discovering that the very river that put them on the map is the river that's going to keep them on the map. And that's by opening it up to the people, letting them enjoy it, and letting them ride back and forth, walk back and forth, get out of their office, and enjoy the river that's been there all along. It's not just a pedestrian facility, it's an economic development tool, and it's going to keep Tampa growing, and it's going to keep Tampa prosperous as it gets more and more people in the years to come. You deserve a lot of congratulations, and it's not just Mayor Buckhorn, and it's not just Congresswoman Castor, it's really them in combination with all of the prior mayors that are represented here that kept this vision alive for well more than a decade. And thankfully, when this project was ready to go, we had a program called the Tiger Program that was able to make a grant of almost $12 million, not only to do this project here, but other trails around the Tampa region. You're to be congratulated because the Tiger Program is, quite frankly, a brutally competitive program. We can only fund roughly 1 out of every 16 projects that come our way, and even then we can't fund every dollar that gets asked for of the projects that win. But this project rose to the top because of the vision of the leaders that you see surrounding me here. Now, one of the reasons why this is a bright day is because things are pretty dim in Washington. Right now, it's hard to believe, but all of our federal highway and transit funding expires in just a little more than 2 months. And the Obama administration has put a proposal on the table to grow investment over the next 6 years, fully paid for, not just to pay for projects like these, but to make sure that we have the highway capacity, the rail capacity, the transit capacity to handle what's going to be about 70 million more Americans that are going to be increasingly congregating in states like Florida, states that have already had a large population boost that are going to have an even bigger population boost in the future. We need Congress to act in the next couple of months to ensure that we don't just run right out of cash and endanger our ability to keep people on the job and keep projects like this and all the highway and rail and transit projects moving forward in a state like Florida. Thank you again. Thank you for the vision of all the mayors that are standing up here with me, as well as the Congresswoman. It's a great day for Tampa, but it's a great model for what cities can and should do with their rivers all across the country. Thank you very much.
Secretary Rogoff mentioned how competitive it is to get a grant like this, to build a project like this. You need a champion. And in Washington, we had a champion, our Congresswoman. Here to speak to you today, Kathy Castor.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Bob, and welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to join with Tampa's great mayor, Bob Buckhorn, and Mayor Martinez, Mayor Greco, Mayor Friedman, Mayor Iorio, all good friends, to celebrate our new beautiful Riverwalk. I was telling my teenage daughters that growing up here in Tampa, I remember very well you would come down to the river so rarely. Down near the History Center and where the beautiful convention center is, it's all warehouses back in the day. You all remember better than I do. You might come down here to see the old, what Linda Salsena and I were reminding each other about, the old green submarine that was here. That was interesting, but it wouldn't bring you down on a consistent basis. You might come down to Curtis Hixon Auditorium. I did see a rock concert or two there. I hope my mother's not here to hear that. But and I wanted to say the Poe family is here. I wish Bill Poe were alive to see the day as well, because he's one of the ones who started to turn Tampa into the beautiful modern city that it is. And Peter, thank you so much for taking the trip down here. Thank you for understanding the importance of opening our river, what it has done already to connect the beautiful park, the museum. You can see the vista here across the river to University of Tampa, which is unique in the country and in the world, and for generations to come. Now this city is going to be more attractive, it's going to be more vibrant, it's going to be a place where my daughters will ultimately be telling stories one day. You should have seen it when, and this will be modest because we'll have all sorts of people living here. Mayor, we'll have med students studying, right, and living downtown. So when we were putting this together, I was surprised to see that the federal contribution was 45% of this segment. But one other little interesting tidbit is that we had to change the law. There was a federal law from 1899 that controlled how much of the channel here in the river we needed. Now, for Bob and the whole team, and for them to really build the Riverwalk in the vision that they had, we needed to pass a law in the Congress, which is not so easy these days, to make sure that the city had control of this part of the channel of the river. So those two little pieces, for generations to come, I'm so happy. Thank you to everyone who worked on the project, all of the mayors, all of the council members, the engineers, but mostly for all of our sons and daughters that will have decades and decades to enjoy this beautiful Riverwalk. Thank you very much.
As mentioned, this project has been the dream of several mayors. Mayor Bill Poe drove in the first nail, and our current mayor, Bob Buckhorn, got to drive in the last nail. So, Mr. Buckhorn, please.
I don't know about you, but I've been waiting for this day for a long time. You know, I say on a regular basis that I am just here standing on the shoulders of some great mayors who came before me. And you see them up here, with the exception of the late Billy Poe, who passed away last year, and I know Betty is here, and I know the kids are here, and I just want you to know on behalf of all of us, as mayors and as a grateful city, how much we appreciate the vision that you had some 40 years ago. If you can imagine, this has taken 40 years and 6 mayors to come to this day right now. And each of the mayors that are here today have played a role in this, a very, very significant role. Billy Poe started this in 1976 selling wooden planks that families could buy and put their names on, their family names or their husband's names or their wives' names or their dogs' names, and that was the beginning of the Riverwalk. And it was followed by Mayor, then Governor Bob Martinez, who started the Tampa Performing Arts Center and started the Convention Center. Anchors on what will become the destination for this community. And followed by Mayor Sandy Friedman, who finished the Performing Arts Center and finished the Convention Center and built the Aquarium, and under whose term the Amalie Arena started. And followed by Mayor Dick Greco, who had the vision of green space all along the waterfront, with Cotonchobee Park, and McDill Park, and USF Park, and who struck the deal to build the Marriott Waterside Hotel, another amazing economic engine on our waterfront. And followed by my predecessor, Mayor Pam Iorio, who had the vision for what Curtis Hixon could be, to open up that space to this community as the great lawn for us to come and celebrate, and who built the Tampa Museum of Art, and under whose term the Children's Museum was built, creating destinations that exposed this waterfront to our community in ways that we haven't imagined. And here we are today, thanks to the Obama administration, who understands that investments in infrastructure mean jobs, mean opportunities, and give cities the opportunities to do things like this. Secretary Ray LaHood, Undersecretary Rogoff, our friend Kathy Castor, Senator Bill Nelson, none of this would have happened without their help in Washington, D.C., and we are grateful for the administration and grateful for your confidence in us. We didn't let you down, I hope. But today is a day to celebrate. I'm reminded, and I came across this just yesterday, when Leonardo da Vinci said, "In rivers, the water that you touch is the last of what has passed, and the first of which comes." Today is the last of what has passed, but tomorrow is the best of what is to come. When we cut this ribbon, we open up this waterfront to this community for generations to come. Like Kathy said, this is a gift to the children of generations to come who will be able to enjoy this waterfront, who will be exposed to this waterfront, who will see the amazing expansion of this waterfront for the next 10, 15, 20 years. This is a day that we have waited for decades. This is a day that has come today to celebrate. So to all of you, to the city staff, to the contractors, to the Friends of the Riverwalk, to the mayors who had the belief that this could be something better, that this could be special, that this was the most amazing jewel that we had in our waterfront, and who understood that our best days are yet to come. Let's cut this ribbon. Let's celebrate Tampa. This is for you. Thanks, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Thanks, Governor. Thank you.
Congratulations to you. All right.
Couldn't have done it without you.